Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. I hadn't planned to do any video this evening, but I had quite a busy day, and I was talking to some associates here, and we were discussing some business things, and we got to talking about the alien days, the childhood. I better turn this down a bit, because what happens sometimes when the music is too loud, it interferes with the performance. And that's just not good enough, because some people they're expecting a high quality performance. So I've actually decided to do this one because I had such a busy day. I'm not going to do a stand-up today. It's going to be very much like a sit-down. So see what's on here on the radio, because this is quite a good station that plays all the old songs for all the old people. And they're not so old people. Apparently, oh, this is very sad. This song was on with my hamster, Hammy. It was only about a year old for a hamster, which is about 10 hamster years. But I came down one morning back in 1987, and he's used to be on this little ring, running round this little ring. You know, like the little thing that goes round and round. And there was no sound, but I didn't notice because, well, I was still pissed out of my brain that hour in the morning. I had a kid. But there was no sound, and after a while I realised. And I looked over. I took off the towel off his cage because he didn't like the light in the morning coming in, interfering with his sleep, because he was quite an energetic little fellow. He was in great shape, and there he was, hanging in the cage. I was like, what the fucking hell has happened? It was pretty obvious that he topped himself. He'd actually got up onto the ring and managed to balance himself on the top of it and stick his head in between two bars, and then one last run, and that was it. Oh, there goes the cap, for fuck's sake. And how did I realise that? Well, a number of things pointed to the fact that he topped himself, because a couple of months previously I got these new kind of little food pills for him, like food thing, little pellets, and I was giving him them for about 2 months, and I mistakenly bought the food stuff for rabbits, and I was giving it to him, and he nearly doubled in weight. And I knew that he liked exercising and liked keeping in shape, because he had a little mirror in his cage, and he'd often be dancing around in front of the mirror and kind of like that, like a hamster on his 2 legs balancing. He was a very smart hamster, but he doubled up in weight, and he could barely run on the treadmill again. So I'm amazed that he got up on it for the final run. And I also noticed when I saw him hanging there, that his head was covered in blood and old cuts and grazes. And then I saw the mirror in the corner of the cage. It was smashed to pieces, so he'd obviously headbutted the mirror in a state of total despair before he did the business. Well, that was traumatic. And I go back to my associates were asking me about the early years, and even as a younger man, very traumatic times. Traumatic times. When I was about 16, I was sitting inside watching the telly one night, and I heard this crazy noise outside. I went outside the back door, and there was no one in the house except me, because well, most other people in the family didn't like being in the house when I was there, or whatever. But yeah, I looked outside. There was a big bloody spaceship. I said, for fuck's sake, it was like something out of the X-Files. But the X-Files hadn't been made yet. The X-Files would have been another 10 years before that was on telly. But if it was on telly that night, it would have been like something in the X-Files. I said to myself, Jesus Christ, what's going on? And then this voice came out of, it was like out of nowhere, disembodied voice. We have come to take you away. Well, I'll tell you what. I said, like, I put my head in the dark, I said, like, fuck you have. I said, it's 10 to 8, the $6 million man is on in 10 minutes. The $6 million man had only started, one of the best shows ever. Steve Austin, who used to run like that. He's a bionic arm, a bionic left leg, and not a lot of people know that his right testicle was also bionic. And what exactly you could do with that, I don't really know, but I found that out. They said, no, 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 you have no choice, they said, in a disembodied voice. I said, we're fucking see. Where are you going, it said. I said, I'm going to get my catapult. I'm going to take you down. Like Liam Neeson in the movie, or that one when his daughter's kidnapped. I will find you, I'll hunt you down, I will kill you. I said, I don't need to find you, I don't need to hunt you down because I know where you are, I'll just take you down with one shot of the catapult. Well, there was all this fucking noise inside it, they were all gabbling and gabbling in this alien language. Oh, what the fuck? I went in and got my catapult. It was about 50 feet away, a big massive thing. It was bigger than the Titanic. If the Titanic was a spaceship, it was as big as that. The catapult, the noises were increasing. They were probably in mortal fear. I pulled back like that. Oh, there goes my cap. I took the shot and I missed. And well, there was uproar on the spaceship. They were going bananas, ballistic. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And they had a translator. He was another alien, but he wasn't the same as the other aliens. They must have picked him up somewhere along the way. A translator to translate from the alien language into my language, which wasn't fucking great at the time. But yeah. So they did eventually take me away. They started doing tests on me and stuff. And then they have little aliens, like we have little people, or vertically challenged, I think they're known in some parts. They had little aliens, and what they actually did with him, they had a machine that could make him smaller than he was, and they actually inserted him into my anal passage. I tell you, if you fucking don't want, the last thing you need when you're waiting to watch The Bionic Man is finding yourself up in a spaceship having a miniature alien inserted into your anal passage.